Hello. Have you ever wondered what this and this have to do with this? Well, tell you what, if you stick around for the next 12 minutes, I'll show you. How does that sound? Good? Alright, let's roll the video. One of many things about machining that really draws me in is the ability to make parts that aren't just functional, but also aesthetically pleasing. As humans, we have this curious tendency to equate beauty with quality. It's a false dichotomy, which is to say that it's a delightful flaw in our mental programming, a sort of cosmic joke that we all fall for, whether we like it or not. When it comes to making parts, I always strive to get the best surface finish possible. Granted, whilst this is usually good practice, in most real-life applications where time means money, this might not be the best approach. Quinn from Blondie Hacks very rightly states,
Chamfers are what separate us from the animals.
And it's a statement I strongly adhere to. A chamfer, in a machining sense, is a symmetrical sloping edge on a part which can serve both a mechanical as well as an aesthetic purpose. It adds elegance to a part, a certain je ne sais quoi if you will. It gives the part some character. Also, they're great at reducing the cuts on your flesh digits. With all of that said, let's get back to the subject of the video itself. A few months ago, a small package landed on my doorstep. Inside it, there was a small block of aluminium. My friend Brandon from Inheritance Machining recently acquired a pantograph and soon came up with the brilliant idea of spreading chamfer awareness. This is one of 200 limited edition aluminium blocks that have #chamfer as well as the IM logo engraved on them. Now, here's the deal with these blocks. They come with no chamfers. It's up to you, the proud owner, to add your own chamfers however you see fit. Filing, milling, angle grinding, heck, use a 6-axis CNC if you have one. The sky isn't just a limit, it's barely the starting point. So in the interest of spreading awareness for the benefits of chamfering everything, I decided to make a video about it. As you can see, the block has a lovely surface finish on both top and bottom faces already, so I'm going to leave those alone for now. Instead, let's work on the saw cut faces. I'll take a very light skin pass on the long sides and side mill the edges. Whilst the dimensions on this piece are somewhat trivial, I'm only taking very light cuts on each face, since I don't want to reduce it to the point where the engraving is off-centre. I'll add a bit of card between the part and the vice jaws, since I want to protect the surfaces as much as I can. Whilst the surface finish straight off the mill looks good, I'd like to take this a step further and have a uniform brushed finish around the whole part. I'll use some wet and dry sandpaper to smooth all the faces out. However, before I do that, I'm going to fill the top and bottom face engraving with CA glue, then sand it flat. Don't worry, this step will make a little bit more sense soon enough. Now onto the critical features. Let's add a hole to it. First of all, I'll edge find the two faces. I'm using this electronic edge finder and I must admit I'm actually quite impressed by it. Next, I'll use a center drill, then drill the hole to 3.5mm all the way through. And that's the part done, for now at least. The next step is to make a very small shackle. Again, all of this will make sense in the end, so just bear with me. Now that that's done, let's free the part from its main stock. I have to admit, no matter how many times I use a slitting saw, they never stop being terrifying. In order for this to actually be a shackle, I need to drill and tap a couple of holes. Since this thing is going to be tiny, I've opted to use M2 hardware on it. And that's the whole part done. Just a bit of work on the linisher, a few licks with the file, and we're good to go. As I mentioned at the beginning, I have a thing about making parts look good, and the best way to do that on aluminium is to anodize it, since that allows me to add colour to the part.
One hour later.
I'm not going to go into too much detail about this process. There's a fantastic video by the Recreational Machinist, which I'll link in the description, that goes through the process step by step. Anodizing aluminium is a bit of a dark art, and I've had varying levels of success doing this, so let's see how this one goes. A very important step to anodizing aluminium is boiling the part after the dyeing process is finished, as this seals the colour in. And here's the result. This looks absolutely fantastic. Now hopefully you can see the reason why I filled in the engraved parts with superglue. Anodizing only occurs on surfaces that are in contact with the solution, so the glue protects the engraving from it, giving me a contrast after the part is coloured. Okay, this is a video about chamfers after all, so let's finally make some of those. Can you hear that? I think I can feel an 80s style montage coming up. Alright, now that that's done, let's put this thing together. Well, would you look at that? Not to blow my own trumpet, but that looks rather stunning. Now by this point I'm sure you're all asking what the purpose of this is. Well, it's a keychain for my motorcycle. For you see, Chamfers is just cutting corners. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.